how much have you made just trading the two systems?
Coming up close to 6 figures.
What is it that you have been able to achieve in the time frame that you have been here?
I was so much more confident. Obviously, having the plans, having your help as well, allowed me to actually have the confidence to be able to pursue trading my personal capital.
What were the expectations you had, and then kind of how did that prevail into reality?
And when I joined, I had everything I expected and then like 10 times more as well.
You have access to live trading. How's that helped you?
Being able to actually see how you move in and how you're, changing positions, how you're modifying stop losses, it's a massive, massive benefit. It's humongous.
What was it that made you kind of first take the leap and actually join the program?
So what made me first take the first step was I was trading beforehand. I dabbled a little bit with funded accounts. I had passed a 70K account with FTMO, but I was in a heavy drawdown. I was constantly getting messed up with my emotions. I didn't really have a true plan. It was kind of just trading market structure on its own. I never really had a real system to actually follow. I'd watched loads of your YouTube videos before, and that's kind of where I somewhat built a system. And then I found out about Prosperity School, and for me, it was, although I had already had a little bit of experience trading, I'm the kind of person that will never settle with being where I am. I always want to improve, I always want to be better. So that's what led me to join Prosperity School. From everything that you helped me with just over YouTube alone, I wanted to take that step to actually learn from you one-to-one as well inside of the school.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Again, similar for me in terms of, wanting to kind of always just want to be better, always want to grow, never kind of being comfortable. Okay, so you were where you were. You're kind of like, there's a lot of people in the same place. Like, you've got a good understanding of the market. You're seeing some success, albeit a little bit inconsistent. You take the jump, you join, and then kind of what were the expectations you had, and then kind of how did that prevail into comparing to reality?
The expectation I had was, I would say I was expecting a lot, and then when I joined, I had everything I expected and then like 10 times more as well. Like, honestly. So when I first joined, I expected to, have the video library, as I spoke to somebody beforehand about anyway. I was looking forward to that. I was expecting to obviously have a lot of education and a lot of knowledge shared through the library. And then when I had actually joined the Prosperity School and then I looked through the library and everything, the amount of knowledge that was actually in there, and then having help from the community, from yourself, from Alex, like, it just completely surpassed everything I expected. I expected a lot just from purely watching YouTube videos, understanding a little bit about you anyway. And then, when I joined, it was just a completely different ballgame. Like, the knowledge and things that was actually shared inside is like unbelievable.
That's solid, man. Yeah. And then how about live trading? Because obviously when you first joined, live trading wasn't really something that was up and coming. Obviously now it is, and you have access to live trading. How's your experience been in terms of, that, and how's that helped you?
The live trading for me is like, it's a really big thing. For me personally, like, you give us the systems, the two mechanical systems, obviously we have liquidity and we have SMC. Those alone are more than enough to take someone from like 0 to 110%, like, massively. But then being able to watch you live trade in the actual market execute, it gives a completely different level, because we get to see how you're actually making moves based off your own discretion as well. Like, completely changes everything. Being able to actually see how you move in and how you're, changing positions, how you're modifying stop losses, and every different thing, like different targets you're planning for. Yeah, like, it's a massive benefit. It's humongous.
Yeah, that's solid. And in terms of like achievements, obviously everything is great in theory of, having a great program and, good information and stuff. But I guess the reality of it comes down to is people want results, right? You want results. What is it that you have been able to achieve in the time frame that you have been here? And again, we know you have such a long way to go. And so much more
Yeah.
success to achieve. But I mean, even in the short time period that you've been here, like, you've achieved a lot. What does that look like?
So I had achieved 200K with FTMO not long ago, actually, and then recently converted over to mainly trading my own private capital. So just personally funding myself, which for me was a really big step, as that was always kind of my goal, was to transition over to funding myself personally without having to do funded accounts, obviously payouts denied, etc., etc. Obviously trading personally, as you would know, is so much more easier, and it just feels better as well. And then that was probably one of my biggest things. It wasn't just anyone can obviously trade their personal capital instead of a funded capital, and then the confidence as well going into it. I was so much more confident. Obviously having the plans, having your help as well, allowed me to actually have the confidence to be able to pursue trading my personal capital.
Yeah, super solid. And obviously there was an investment to join the program. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you would want to say, since you've been here, how much have you made just trading the 2 systems that you get?
Coming up close to 6 figures.
That's crazy. And you've been here what, like 6 months, something like that?
I think it's been 7, 8 months.
7, 8 months.
Not long at all. Not long at all.
And you're close to clearing 6 figures. That's solid, man. What did you make this morning on the shorts?
This morning on the shorts, £13,000.
13,000. Killed it.
Yeah, and that's from, beforehand, I wasn't trading on as large a capital. It's only this recent kind of month that I've upped the capital that I'm trading as well.
Confidence, right? Makes sense.
Exactly.
If someone was kind of where you were, maybe let's say 7, 8 months ago, which is where honestly most of the people that end up coming and kind of joining Prosperity School, they're in that period where obviously that maybe they've been through YouTube, they've got a good understanding of concepts, they're trying to piece things together, they're having some level of success, but the consistency is not there. And I guess the big thing is the confidence. What would you kind of tell that version of you, like kind of 7, 8 months ago? And again, like it doesn't even have to be, join the program. It's more about like, what have you got from the program that you would want that version of you to be focused on?
I would heavily advise to look into education. Obviously finding the right education though. There is obviously loads of different platforms out there that you can learn from, people you can learn from, mentors. Definitely finding the right person is like the main thing. Like for me, for example, obviously I found you, like massively helped me out. I would say the biggest benefits that I actually had from like the community, for example, would be, one massive thing would be the community as well in itself, the actual members inside. Like, I speak to a few of the members quite closely. We communicate over WhatsApp. We're constantly talking about different ideas. I mean, as you would know, we're like planning different, systems now, backtesting different models. And, the only reason that I actually know how to backtest and actually build data on a model is from the classroom, is from you. So, without having that education and taking that step towards learning more, I would never be in the situation where I am building my own kind of system with obviously a few other members. Obviously you're aware of it, and we're kind of all building something together.
Massively important. Yeah, bro, absolutely solid. Easy, man. Honestly, that's kind of all I really have for you. Just again, in general as well, like aside from the interview, how are you finding things? Like, is there anything that you would like to see? Is there anything that's kind of, how are you just finding things in general?
I think it's amazing, man. Like, great. Everything's great at the moment. I think the way that you're running the community is like spot on. I don't think it could be any better, to be honest. I think everything's great.
Yeah, solid, bro. Yeah, the live trading thing is like I said like, oh, it's a little bit. I was a little bit reluctant at the beginning. And I was like, so much commitment and whatnot. But obviously, since we've run it, bro, like it's genuinely like, as much as it's valuable for you guys, bro, like the value that I get from it, like the intrinsic value that I get from it, and even just the accountability as well. Like the accountability helps a lot. But yeah, man, like I'm loving it as well. Okay, bro, easy. You're an absolute legend. I massively appreciate your time. I'll let you kind of run for the 5 minutes just while I get prepped and whatnot and set up for NY. And then yeah, man, let's crush another live session, bro.
Yeah, cool, man. No, I look forward to like next year, most definitely. Next year, I'm really. I was saying now that I'm just at that kind of like next step. I've upped the capital I'm trading with and everything, and it's like, this kind of last month is like the taster of what next year is going to be like. And honestly, I look forward to it so much.
Yeah,
like,
bro. Next year is going to be.
Looking forward to it.
Next year is going to be a game changer, bro. Like you and the likes of Josh and a couple of others, like the level of success that the community will have next year will be nuts, bro. Like our students next year will be doing better than most of these gurus that are on YouTube and whatnot. There'll be levels, bro.
Oh yeah, levels. Making more money actually trading than they are selling courses.
Levels, bro. serious levels. Okay, bro. Well, yeah, man, love. And any time that you head out to Dubai, I know you mentioned it briefly that you want to head out at some point. Hit me up, bro. I'll take care of you.
Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you. Appreciate
Easy,
it.
my bro. I'll catch you on live. Sweet, bro.
All right, we'll see you in a moment. Bye-bye.
Sweet, sweet.